Kuim mean ki. Don't do it at all. Kuim mean ki. Kuim mean ki. That means don't do that way. Kuim mean ki. Kuim gosh. I said don't yawn. Kuim gosh. Kuim goshma. Don't be yawning. Kuim goshma. Ba kuim mean ki. Don't do it that way, that means when you say that. Ba kuim mean ki. Ma kuim show halalma. Don't get sick now. Ma kuim show halalma. Kuim halalma.
Don't get sick.
Kuim halalma. Ma kuim show halalma. Don't get sick now. Ma kuim show halalma. Wahami ehe mudalla. That's the implication that he died. Wahami ehe mudalla.
Hami eh?
Yeah.
Mudal he.
Yeah, he
Yes,
died.
he died in the past. And then you said you could say, let me put this, fill it in here.
Yeah.
Wah hami eh he.
Yeah.
Wah hami eh he.
Yeah.
Can you say mudal he? Can you
Listen.
have two he's?
Yeah, okay.
Hami
Yeah.
he.
Yeah. You got two
Mudal
head.
he.
Yeah.
Can you do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, you could do it. I think that's what you was confused with. Let me look at that. Wahami.
So here's without the
Yeah.
he. Wahami eh mudal he.
Yeah.
And wahami eh he mudal he.
Oh, this is. Oh, you mean the head?
Can you have two?
Well, yeah.
Can you have two heads?
Yeah. Homo dull head. I think my mistake is not yours. Is that one of these wahami he? Should we let's do it down on this one. Wahami he mudal la.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
that on that one. That's the implication that he died, and the other one is he died too. But when?
In the near
Maybe
past.
other day.
Mm, okay, so this mudala is he died
That means
recently.
Yeah, just yeah.
Okay.
I think that
Yeah, that's what I have down here.
Yeah. See, I can't. These are the things that I can't get the question good completely in my mind, and when sometimes it boggles me too. Yeah. But if I think about it long enough, then because we do say, and I've said this, that we can say something several different ways with a little grunt in there, if you will, and changes the whole question to meaning past, present, or future. You know, with that. And that's, to be able to do that, then you would know the language real well. And I know it well enough that those conditions exist, but if you ask me, I can't, it's hard for me to. When they call people to eat, they will say, Holpilime, Holpilime, Hawaikaba. That means, come on, everybody, we're going to have eat. Then they go and eat after the prayer. Holpilime, Hawaikaba. Holpilime, Hawaikaba. Holpilime, Hawaikaba. Now when you refer to water, it's kiu, meaning cool water. Kiu is cool, not cold like in Hartil. Hartil is a feeling. Kiu is cool, like cold water, you know. When they call people to eat, they will say, Holpilime, Hawaikaba. That means, come on, everybody, we're going to have eat. Then they go and eat after the prayer. Holpilime, Hawaikaba. Holpilime, Hawaikaba. Holpilime, Hawaikaba. Now when you refer to water, it's kiu, meaning cool water. Kiu is cool, not cold like in Bahsstal. Bahsstal is a feeling. Kiu is cool, like cold water, you know. Magaita ha kiu mara. Magaita ha kiu mara. Now when you refer to water, it's kiu, meaning cool water. Kiu is cool, not cold like in Bahsstal. Bahsstal is a feeling. Kiu is cool, like cold water, you know. Magaita ha kiu mara. Mi kai tama ai mara. That's do you want food too? Singular. Mi kai tama ai mara. Ba hentil taco heta kodi kata. Ba kawane. 2 kids on my set. Ba ka like mama. Ka like mama. Ha soy kalinai awale. That I eat bread once. Ha soy kalinai awale. And you could also use the term guhu. Guhu is eating too. Then we put it in a different context again. Ha soy kalinai guhu. I eat bread. Ha soy kawal he. Put that he on it, implying that you ate it. You ate bread. You have to put that he on there. Ha soy kawal he. Shaha kawal he. He makes it a while ago. And kawala, you're doing it now. You're eating it now. Shaha kawala.
I want to eat fish.
You would not use the term kawala here. You said shahamara. Fish I want. The only reason you want it for is to eat it. So you don't need to imply that other. Shahamara. I want food. I want to eat. Eat is, food is ma'ai. Maranke is I want. Ma'ai maranke. Ma'ai maranke. Ma'ai maranke. I'm eating bread. That's soy hagawala. Soy hagawala. That's exactly what that says. Soy hagawala. Hudi hata. It tastes good. Now, chibi hawakba, gather toolies to eat. Or you said chibi hawakba, you know, let's eat toolies. Chibi hawakba. And if you use the term hipma, it's let's gather it for that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Hipma. That's kind of like you bunching it up together to in a bale or in a bunch or whatever, you know, for that eating. Kawaikba. Let's eat. Kawaikba. Kawaikba. You would put he on there if you define what they were eating. If you're eating apples, I would say, you hear that?
Can you say ha soy gawakma?
Gawalkma, you would not say ha now because that's in reference to several of you, 2 or 3 of you. So wa gawalma, soy wa, that's us, not me. Soy wa gawalma. You could also say soy wa gawaikma also. There's a different implication there. You know, gawaikma and gawalma. I think gawaikma would be the better thing to use anyway. Someone may question you on that one, then you could say, yeah, it's gawalma too. It implies the same thing almost. Soy wa gawaikma.
We're eating bread this week.
Now remember, we don't have a word for week. You might could say something like, what, like yesterday, what daga soy gawaikma. Who was eating bread yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Daga is yesterday. Wa soy daga kawaik he. Not he is he. There's a difference in he and he. You could also say Hawaii also on that one. You could put ma on it or het. You could say Hawaii het. That's like we were eating bread yesterday, and when you put ma, it's like we were eating bread together, like, you know.
But if everybody's
Yeah.
separately eating
Yeah,
bread,
then you
it's
say
got
het,
wa-
het. That's we were eating bread at that particular moment. Wa soy daga Hawaii het. Wa soy daga Hawaii ma. Babu o bishet am kawala. Yeah, that's okay, that's singular. And what he's eating, we don't know what he's
Right,
eating.
right.
So we say what is he eating, you know? If he was eating chibe, I would say chibe. He's eating chuli. So you would put he on that if you define what they were eating. If he was eating apples, apple ki Hawaii he, I would say liver. Ba bo obi shehe because you don't know what he's eating. Babi sheba ohet Hawaii Hawaii is eating. What are they eating? We have to define whether we're talking about a herd of deer or just one single deer. That's what will change that much. If we're referring to just the one, it would be Hawala. Like it is, Babi Sheba Ohet Hawaii would mean more than one deer, like a little herd else. Babu Obi Shehet Kawala. Yeah, that's okay, that's singular. Makata CLA. Chilinke, Akiko, Chilinke, Makata CLA. That kind of coal, that refers to it. Now, when you refer to water, it's Q. Chilinke, Akiko, Chilinke. Are you finished? Tamadu Khala. Tamadu Khala. They make what they call coal out of the fish. You know, when it's taken out. We talked about smoking. This is better than that. You take this cooked hitch out of there, and you dried it on the gravel bar, you know, with salt. Then you sacked it up for the winter.
Where'd the salt come from?
Well, we got it a lot from the coast, and they had salt mines. They were in the northwestern Pomo, have salt mines. But we'd go to the coast and get seaweed and kelp and stuff like that. Then they would get the kelp purposely for the salt. When you dry that, gee, that salt just comes out of that, and just hell to be that thick. You just peel it off there like that, you know. And it's all pure salt. Then they had squawberries they used for salt. You could use that all the time. There's when the squawberries are ripe, and they go pick those, and that enhanced it because you can't shake it because it's not in the salt form. It's little berries, dried berries. You eat that acorn mush with that. It gave it all the salt you needed. They're hard to get because the deer eat them too. They'll clean them out. And he missed it here. Ha, sha, I can't make what that is. Ha, sha, pa. Yeah, that's what it is. That Pilashki is, he's missed it. But he doesn't say that. I missed spearing a fish, I guess. And he's that hitch. That's type of fish. We don't spear hitch. Ha, sha, pa, koya. I just now speared a fish. You don't even have to put the noun. I just speared a fish. Those two things says the same thing. Ha shapa koya ha. Ha shapa koya ha. Ha shapa koya ha. I'm going to spear a fish. He put gig. I'm going to gig a fish. Well, you could use that both ways. I'm going to spear a fish. Ha shapa koya ha. Ha shapa koya ha. Ha shapach I'm spearing fish. Ha shapakopako. Ha shapakopako. Ha shapakopako. Shahapakoya. Yeah, I speared a fish, that's okay. Shamul, that's a sucker. That's a fish. Shahal is a blackfish, that's right. Shachal. We don't have them anymore. Michteta wachteta maksha bechma. Your uncle went fishing with my uncle. Michteta wachteta maksha bechma. Michteta wachteta maksha bechma.
Meralki Mayuchaya.
Yeah, that he is going to flirt with her.
Right. Meralki Mayuchaya.
Miral Mayukma. He is flirting with her. Miral Mayukma. Miral Mayukma.
Whatever would have been used to call acorn
Yeah, that's Haro.
bread.
Now you can,
Okay.
this is, the question here is in English. That's what I'm saying. We think in the language we speak, which is English. So when we're trying to define it with an English words, with Indian words, it's hard because we never had it like that. Once you understand that, what I try to imply, then you can see it, begin to see it too a little bit. We never had those things, too, like that. That's why we identified it by saying Masan soy. That means like saying white man's bread, to identify the bread we buy now. To us, that's Masan soy, because that's not Indian bread. Masan soy. If we were talking Indian, we would just say Haro or soy, singular.
Okay.
You know, when you say soy, you would say Masan soy. Winawa. Winawa. That's the word for friend. Yeah. Like you could say, do you know that guy? You could say, yeah. Winawa. Yeah, he's my friend. Yeah. Or even the women could say that to Wach Winawa Mike. That means she's my friend. Wach Winawa Mike. Yeah, he's my friend. Winawa. Winawa. That's the word for friend. Wach Winawa Mike. The women could say that to Wach Winawa Mike. That means she's my friend. She's your friend, not mine. Not mine. You are my friend. Chinta Gai Kema. Gai Kema is a dimension. You don't see it, you only feel it. Chinta Gai Kema. How's everything going, or is it okay, and that kind of thing. Chinta Gai Kema. Chinta. We don't have a word for hello, a greeting word. Chinta. We will use for that word. And it implies, when you say it, it says, how is it? If you translated that word into English. So we just use that word, and to counter that, you could say, odi, meaning fine, Chintae. How are you? That's another thing, we could start with things like that. Like the Navajos say, Yatahe. See, we say, Chintae. Yeah, you could say, odi, which means good, I'm fine. Makatachin, we say, how are you, too. See, stuff like that we should be saying now. Chintae. Odi, makatachin. How are you holding the ground? He understood it in this dimension. That's what I said, it's a dimension.
Chita Gai Kima?
Yeah, Chinta Gai Kema. Gai is ground. Kema is holding. But when I ask that in this sense, it's not talking about the ground, it's a dimension. How is this holding? How is everything
How's your world?
at the right level, How is your mother? Och me tehe odi oye. Och me tehe odi oye. Och me tehe odi oye. I am an Indian man. Hintel gog ha e. I am an Indian person. Gog implies a man, but just say person because you could, even a woman could say that. Or if you want to get technical, you could say da. Da is a woman. Hintel gog ha e. Hintel gog ha e. Chalana povach. I'm from that clam village or valley. It doesn't say big valley. Chalana povach. Chalana povach.
What would halanapo muddy bah mean?
Yeah. Chalanapo muddy bach. That muddy is the lakefront, the water line or the beach or whatever you.
I'm from the Clam Village beach.
Yeah. Chalanapo muddy bach. Hintel gagwae. Yeah, we are Indian people. Hintel gagwae. Hintel gagwae.
Mata Chebach.
Yeah, that's right.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
Mata Chebach.
In other words, chok is hotter than chok. In other words, hotter than hot.
Oh, okay.
You see? See, I can't explain that either.
Right.
Chok is an implication that defines it above and beyond being hot. And only the person that understands that would talk that and say that. See, you'd probably read it from some linguist. All they'd have that is chok in there, that's the period. You know it's hot.
How do you pronounce the two different ones?
Well, it's chok and chok.
Ho and
Chok.
and hok.
Yeah,
Ho and hok.
yeah. And you can't put them into context unless you know the situation, you know, and unless you're explaining the situation, whether there's a fire burning out in a pile of wood or a house is burning. That reminds me of that Mexican. Let me tell this little joke. It's pretty neat. Maybe some of you heard it. Yeah. This guy said, "Hey, Pancho," he said, "your house is on fire." He said, "What do I care? I got the keys in my pocket." He said, "The lake is cold. Chabaten he chatil e. Chabaten. That's what we call the lake. The big water is cold," I said. Chabaten he chatil e. But if I was to say this, now we were talking Indian, I would just say chachatil, chachatil e. You know, but you would know whether we were in a creek or in a river someplace or.
And what did you say? How would you say it?
Huh?
How would you
I
just
would
say
just
it?
say chahe chatil e.
Kahe Kachile.
Chahe chatil e. Chahe chatil e. Yeah.
I like that.
Chahe chatil e.
Like Colwood, okay, but
Oh, you hear it? Yeah, that's just like saying chachilinke.
yeah, same thing.
Yeah, chachilinke, yeah. Chahe chachilinke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, "I feel cold in the water," or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
it makes me cold. You see, this is what I said about the language. You'll say some things in a little different way.
But it means the same
Yeah,
thing.
but it'd be, sometimes some of those mean a little more, too.
Yeah, a little differently, yeah.
Yeah, make it a little more to the point.
Ha, what is kinke?
The sun is hot. La he hook e. I don't know, I haven't seen it for several days now.
It's probably still hot.
The sun is hot. La is what we call the sun, la,
Law.
la. So we say la he hook e.
Law.
The sun is hot. Hook,
Okay.
hook. Eh. La he hook e. Meat was shocked. I killed him. And see, that's what I mean. That's a hell of a word to use. You know, I killed him. Yeah, meat was shocked. I shot 2 rabbits. Moya, jackrabbit. Moya choch ha gocha. If you're shooting, you would say gochma with the M-A. He's got, I'm shooting two rabbits. Moya choch ha gochma. Na pakoya, that's a spearing. But I don't know what this is. This is
One?
yeah, oh yeah, that's right. That's Cully. I one speared, or I speared one fish, I guess.
Hakali Pakoya?
Pakoya. Yeah, I was going through this and trying to.
You got this from Bill Graves and Joe Augustine?
Yeah, they've been. Joe Augustine was a person probably in the 70s or 80s when I knew him. And not Benson, but Graves, he was probably around that age or a little younger. I'm hitting him. Ha mi pa pasaki he. Ha mi pa pasaki he. Ha mi pa pasaki he. I am an Indian man. Hintel gak ha e. I am an Indian person. Gak implies a man, but just say person, because you could, even a woman could say that. Or if you want to get technical, you could say da. Da is a woman. Hintel gak ha e. Hintel gak ha e. Chalana povach. I'm from that clam village or valley. It doesn't say big valley. Chalana povach. Chalana povach.
What would Halanapo Muddy Bah mean?
Yeah, Chalanapo muddy. That muddy is the lakefront, the water line or the beach or whatever you.
I'm from the Clam Village Beach.
Yeah, Chalanapo muddy. Hintel gagwae. Yeah, we are Indian people. Hintel gagwae. Hintel gagwae.
It was Miral Ha Shoga.
Yeah,
I hear
her.
Okay, so that was just, I just hear her right
Yeah,
now.
right.
Not,
Yeah.
okay.
So I think
One is you're listening to her, and one is you hear her.
your listening has more effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's this.
See, that's one of the things that we've got to somehow imply to the students.
Figure that out, how to say
Yeah,
that to them.
why it's said different. Because I detect that in some of our own people. They will come up with that, knowing the language to some degree, they will come up and question something that they heard somebody else say, maybe an older person,
Right.
and they take that literally as the only way that was said, or they heard it. But it depends on the situation,
Well, I have to admit, I'm a little confused by the difference between hearing someone and to hear someone.
Well, hearing
So
and
I'm a
listening to.
Yeah.
See, the Shokma is
Yeah.
listening to.
If
Oh,
you,
listening,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
more
yeah,
effective.
you
Okay.
have that there. You
Listening, okay, and hearing. Or hear.
You've got that, defined
Okay.
better than I could define it. I can understand you because I know what you're trying to define. See?
Chintamane, let's rest.
That's not the proper way to say that. Chintama shiga or chintama shikva. There is several ways to say that. But that's a question that can be said in about 3 different ways, meaning 3 different things when you're using that. He heard a dog barking all night. Hayu nuach duwe shoke. He said dog was barking last night, he heard. That's the way you would say that if you tried to translate that in English. Hayu nuach duwe shoke. Nuach is barking. Very few people know that word. Hayu nuach duwe shoke. Shima mudak hae. Shima mudak hae. That means I am deaf. Shima mudak hae. Shima mudak hae. Miral Hashoga, I hear her. Miral Hashoga, Miha Daga Shimashimale. I was listening to you yesterday. Shimashimal, that means you're listening. Miha Daga Shimashimale.
Ha Miral Shokma.
Yeah, I'm hearing her.
Ha Miral Shokma.
Listen to me how I'm going to say.
Chin ha,
Niache.
chin ha,
Niache. We shogim. And it means listen to me. We shogim. That's kind of a directive too, like if you say you're staying in a store side by side with somebody that understands you, and you might say, we shogim. You're going to tell him something, say, or tell her something or whatever. We shogim. We shogim. Miba shima shimalim. Listen to him. That's exact. That one's right. Yeah. Miba shima shimalim. Listen to Grandma talk. Qatil shima shimalim meet tetelhead. Listen to what she's telling us. Qatil shima shimalim meet tetelhead. Ho.
Yeah, ho is fire.
Ho is fire, yeah. Ho samim means make a fire.
How would you say, make a fire for me?
Wiba, ho samim. We would never say that. Here's another word we would never say wiba, because it's too demanding.
Oh, I see.
You know, you're kind of showing yourself. You're asking for favoritism from him to you only.
So you would never say
I
Wiba.
would never, unless I was there all alone. I would say waiba. Yeah, waiba, that means for us, for the family maybe. See, that's
Yes.
more, I don't know what you call it, it's not demanding to do it for me individually, but for us, you know.
How would you say, he made a fire for us?
Meep waiba ho samhe. Meep waiba ho samhe. He built a fire for us. He made a fire for us.
So built and made is pretty much the
Yeah,
same
about the
word?
same, yeah.
Okay.
The clarification is when you're doing it.
Some.
Yeah.
Some.
Could you say, mip waiba ho samha?
Yeah, he's making a fire for us. Meep waiba ho samcha. He is making a fire for us. Or sama. Sama would be better than ha. Meep waiba ho sama.
What would samha mean?
But sama is more direct to the point of making a fire. Samcha, I'd say that to somebody if you were going to be the one to make the fire and you was out looking for sticks to make the fire with. And I would say samcha. The difference between sama and samcha is that samcha is like I asked you to build a fire for us and you don't have all that stuff at hand. So you're going to go over there and go and get some sticks, maybe and dry pieces of whatever to start the fire. No, that's what that would imply. Samcha, you're at that point now.
But
then if I say sama, that means you're doing it now. You could say what he asked was samayacha. That's saying he's going to build a fire. Samayacha. Mip ho samayacha. Mip ho samayacha. He is going to build a fire. The other one is he's going to build a fire, but he's getting the material to do it with. Mip waiba ho samcha. Mip waiba ho samcha. And the other one, he's right at the act of building the fire. In other words, you're striking the match or whatever you've got there to start it right now. Mip waiba ho sama. Mip waiba ho sama. Glue this. We had glues, you know. We made glues from animal sinew mostly.
Yeah.
And some of these weeds in the mountains we call tekhale. You have to boil it, I guess, and do something with it. You make, that's what they tarred there. It kind of acts like tar. You know. But when they glued anything small, they use sinew mostly. You know, animal sinew. Metekham, we would say, just glue that. The tekham does not It's not the same sense of looking at a jar of carpenter's glue, but it's, I have something I could stick it together with. Like feathers, on an arrow, fletching.
Ha, haga, yaoga.
No, you could say that, and probably the listener would understand you, but it would not be proper to say it that way.
Okay.
Because yaoga, when you use the yaoga, is like taking a whetstone. That's what, if you use the word yaoga, like you're putting an edge on a knife blade.
So how would you say
Well,
sharpening the arrow?
Like he said that there. Yeah, you could use that too.
Haga, yaoga.
Yeah, yaoga.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yaoga, yaoga. They both mean the same, but one is just a little different accent. Yeah.
Nelson, did we have a word for children or kids?
Chawik. 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 That means any children.
Any children?
Yeah. Now, if it was my children, you say wach. Chawik. That's just like saying my kids. Wach. Chawik. Wach. Wach. Chawik.
Goose, baby?
Goose. Goose is baby. Yeah. Goose. 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 Your children?
Yeah.
Mich. That's your children. Mich Chawik. Your little kids. There you will use Mich Chawik Gusa. Mich Chawik Gusa. Wach hayo. That's the way you say my dog. Wach hayo. Miri bach hayo. That would say that's her dog. Miri bach hayo. Mich hayo. That's your dog. Mich hayo. Mipi bach hayo. That's his dog. Mipi bach hayo. Begi bach hayo. Meaning the dog belongs to them, the others. Begi bach hayo.
How about our dog?
Why bahayo? Why bahayo? Big, that's they. Big is, but he got a deer.
Is it always they, or are there other words that mean they too,
Big.
depending upon what you're going to say?
I think that's always just big.
Okay.
I've never heard that. I haven't, at least I haven't thought of it. Remember, I keep emphasizing that I don't talk it,
Oh, I
and
understand.
I haven't
yeah.
heard it used for so long. I forgot a lot of things.
Yeah.
And they come back to me sometimes. In some place in my mind, it comes back to me again. Well, she hit.
So
Yeah.
if I was going to say my name,
Yeah.
I would say Wach James
Yeah,
Lowell.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Well, she hit. Well, she hit. Her name is what? Miriba Shihetachin. Miriba Shihetachin. Miriba Shihetachin.
What is your name?
Yeah, Miba Shihet. Yeah, Miba, just like saying what is. What you say, shit. Miba Shihet. See, Miba, that's just like saying what yours.
Something that belongs
Yeah,
to you.
yeah.
It's a possessive.
Miba, right. Miba Shihet. Shihetachin. What is your name? Shihetachin. Shihet. That's two words. That's name. Mich, that's your. Shihet. What is your name? Mich Shihetachin. You hear the Pomo Indians will say, oh, for thank you, or amen, yes, or okay, or anything that you're satisfied with. So that's what he said, oh, like if he was in a speech or prayer. Oh, thank you, we would say, Barodie, or just oh. I never heard a word that's inappreciative. Don't stand in front of me. We chayu kuyim gom. Don't stand in front of me. Now chayu, that chayu means in front.
Are you?
Yeah, just one word, chayu. Kuim is one word, kum. In front of me, don't stand. You'd say if you said that in English. It's we chayu kuim gom. Don't stand in front of me.
That's
Gom
like-
is stand. Chayu is in front. And when you said, we, that's me. Don't stand in front of me.
That Hayu, that's not the same sound as Hayu, the dog?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you're thinking of hayu.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It kind of almost sounds
Yeah.
the same.
Now, when people are talking it, Uncle Nelson told me that means dog. You know, maybe you say it in that sense. But that's different again. The hayu is different than
Yeah.
hayu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the right at the beginning.
Parlawa Mikwala. I was he's walking behind us. Parlawa Mikwala. Parlawa Mikwala. Getting made. The cornmeal is inside the basket.
You want your glasses wiped off?
I need another pair of
Oh.
glasses. We call it chocha glasses.
What is that? Just eyeglasses?
Yeah, well, it doesn't say
Says
glasses like
eye.
the term. It means kind of like two eyes. Like you got your eyes, and this is another one to assist your eye.
Two eyes extra.
Or uyachoch.
How about Uitag?
Yeah. Bodo wita he. Choi kham e. Bodo wita he. Choi kham e. So you said, Bodo wita he. Choi kham e. It's in the basket. See. Choi is a basket that was made kind of flat, more like a pan, you know, a basket that wasn't very deep with just a slope, like a wash basin, you know, was made purposely for that kind. They even used it to water the acorns in that by putting the mat in there, you know, and putting your acorn meal on top of that, and then running water in there, let it leach through the meal to take the tannic acid out, the bitterness.
That and deer meat and seaweed is good in torts. That and deer meat and seaweed is good with torts.
Yeah, yeah. Wheat is what we call that meal. You know, after they pound the thing up. Bodo wita he. Choi kham e.
Kham is only used with choi to mean inside.
Yeah. Kham, that means inside the basket. Kham e, inside the basket. Choi kham. You got to know what choi is, though. See, choi is that what we call that basket that's made to put the acorn meal into to leach it. Bodo wita he. Choi kham e. The duck was beside the lake. Hayan he chagate e. Now, all I said up there was ha. I didn't say lake. See, because we're talking about the duck. Hayan he chagate e. When you speak about lakes, and now there's little lakes too, small lakes, like catch basins. You know, we call it chachako, that kind of lake. Yeah, it's made with a dam, you know, where a dam was put up and the lake formed behind it. We call that kind of lake chachako. Yeah, chachako. That means caught water. Just like we caught that water. The water was confined by nature or by man. Chachako is caught. The duck was beside the lake. Hayan he chagate e. The fox is behind the tree. Kakao he chale nawa e. Nawa e. Nawa is behind. Chale is a tree. The word that nawa is behind, like it's got it written there. Kakao he chale nawa e. The frog is under the rock.
Go ahead.
Michakara he chabe yo e. Michakara. That's one word for frog. There's others they use too. But this is in reference to, I think, the toad. See, that's different than a lot of the other little frogs. Michakara he chabe yo e.